Hi, and welcome to another episode. Well, it looks like the evil witch of Montecito has set her vultures out to start attacking Princess Catherine again. How disgusting is that woman? The Sussex Squad reporters all commenting on how Princess Catherine looked. Apparently, Princess Catherine is aging and she looked awful, etc. Are you kidding me? How evil and awful are these people? This woman and the whole family for the past 2 years, if not 3 years, just with the personal stuff that's been happening in the royal family, as in the late Queen being quite sick and then passing away, they've had to deal with that. They've had to deal with two lots of cancers in the family and that of Sarah Ferguson as well. Like, this woman has gone through so much, and I know there's a lot of people all over the world in much less, privileges that don't have privileges like the royal family in different circumstances that have cancer as well. But this woman has gone through so much. She has three young children. Put aside that she's royalty, she has three young children that she has had to explain that mum's not well, that mummy's got to stay in bed for a short period of time. She's had to say that to her young children. How heartbreaking is that? And on top of it, to deal with all this media rubbish that's out there all the time, and then you have evil Meghan putting out all her bullshit out there, attacking her paid Sussex Squad, out there putting all this crap out there about Princess Catherine, of how awful she looks. Are you kidding me? She's aging beautifully. She doesn't need no Botox. She doesn't need no nose job or lip filler or cheek filler or darkening of her skin or lightening of her skin or whatever else, or wigs or whatever else Meghan does to try and make herself look attractive. I always said that Megan was attractive in the beginning, but the more and more she shows her personality, the uglier and uglier she becomes. Because it's not always about looks. Your personality and the way you treat people and your persona is what brings out the beauty in people. That's always been my view with people. But with Megan, her absolute vile way she conducts herself and how she treats other people is absolutely ugly. And she has shown us time and time again that she is an ugly person with an ugly soul. And I'm not even feeling bad about saying that, because the way they have attacked Princess Catherine again is just disgusting. She's been through chemotherapy. She's had a lot on her shoulders. Even Prince William came out last week with the reporters and said it has been one of his worst years, tough years of his life. He's had to carry a huge load. He's had his wife unwell, three young children. Yes, they have maids and whatever else and money. We know that they are privileged, but they are people also. Beyond all that, they are people suffering real illnesses. He's had his father sick as well. He's had to carry out other duties. It's been really tough. Like I said, I know there's a lot of people out there suffering worse than they are, and my heart goes out to those people because it is a really rough ride. But to have these evil, awful people attacking her, it's just so wrong. When is Megan ever going to actually stop with the bullshit? She just keeps getting worse and worse. Just because her life is ugly, just because her life is awful, and just because her failed attempts to go to the States and become this fantastic couple in Hollywood. She promised Harry, from what we can see out there, she promised Harry that, oh, we can go to Hollywood and be this amazing couple and we can make millions of dollars and people are going to flock to us. Well, it's all flopped, not flocked, flopped. They have been the biggest flop in royal history. And I think Harry's now waking up to the fact that he's being duped. He has been duped big time. But you know what? He has to stay in that marriage, I believe, in my opinion, and suck it up. He chose that. He did not hear what everyone else was saying around him, to take his time to get to know this person, to, really get to know her before jumping in. But oh no, he had to jump in because he was a little bit, I can't say it on YouTube, but you know where I'm going with that. He was in lust. He was thinking with the wrong kind of head to make that decision of a lifetime. And now he's absolutely stuffed himself up. Because if there is those two children that are only his, may I add, in my opinion, he's got big dramas on his hands, but he has made his bed, he shall lie in it. But them attacking Princess Catherine about her looks, come on, give it a rest. It's absolutely disgusting. Let me know what you guys think. And I know that you're all going to be disgusted as well about what's been happening in the media and going on with the Sussex squad. It's just gross, absolutely gross. Like, seriously, leave the woman alone. It wasn't, bad enough that she had to come out in public and be in that situation of Remembrance Day, the Remembrance service, which is a very somber service as it is. You reflect. I know Remembrance Day, I'm always really sad. My father was in World War Two. I'm always sad hearing the last post because that was played at my father's funeral. You have that heaviness about you on such a day of remembrance. She was really emotional. You could see that in her eyes. She would have been thinking of the late Queen and her family members that had served and have been in the military, etc. It's a very sad kind of day. What did these people want her to look like on such a somber day? Did they really want her to look so happy chappy and full of smiles and laughter and praise and whatever else? They really are just awful, awful people. And my heart goes out to Prince William. He has been an absolute rock. I hope that he's getting all the help he needs for his own mental health because he must be very traumatized himself. The thought of possibly losing his wife and losing his father in a space of, whatever time, or those thoughts may have gone through his head. He must have been really traumatized over that, and having three young children as well to consider in the scope of things. It's just absolutely disgusting. I followed two families actually on YouTube over the past couple of years, both actually young mums with really young children who actually passed of cancer, and it's so heartbreaking to see those really small children without their mums. I know there's a lot of people suffering in the world, and like I said, my heart goes out to them. And if anyone is suffering cancer, please, please, I'm sending you a huge hug and lots of positive vibes for your healing and your recovery. It's an awful, awful thing to go through. I've lost my own father and brother through it, friends. It's just horrible. You just wish they would find a cure, but that's another subject because personally, I really think they might have a cure, but I think it's all a little bit money driven. But that's not for this channel. It's just my thoughts and opinions on what goes on in the medical world. Sometimes it's kind of interesting what goes on in the medical world, isn't it? But on a positive note, they say that I hear that the king is going really well and his treatment has been a success at this point. So that's really good. Let's hope he lasts a very long time and continues doing the work he does, because I've always been inspired by King Charles. I've loved his work throughout the years. I think he's a very, very knowledgeable man, a very compassionate man. I know he's copping a lot of flack at the moment with Andrew, his brother, and the whole house thing happening, wanting him to go into Frogmore Cottage, etc. Quite honestly, I think that's the media and someone in Buckingham Palace feeding the media this rubbish so that can make the headlines and not Harry make the headlines with all his bullshit. I really think it's a smokescreen. You know, I really don't think King Charles is that cruel to his brother. I really don't believe that, quite honestly. And why isn't he dealing with Harry? I know it's his father and he loves him, etc. But who knows what's going on behind palace doors? That there we have to wait and see. But Meghan setting out these trolls to abuse Princess Catherine, feeding these little puff pieces is vile. That woman is evil. She's dangerous. I'm not talking physically dangerous. You do not have to be physically dangerous. To be emotionally dangerous sometimes is worse. They're both not good things to be, but she's a dangerous woman. She's evil, and yeah, I just think they should keep her well away from the royal family, which I'm sure they would. But lots of people have been wondering what is happening with Harry and Meghan. Who knows? You know what? Who actually cares? Like I've said all along, I hope they stay together forever. If they're separated or if they're not separated, at this point, it's anyone's guess. But quite honestly, if they were separated, she would be putting stuff out there left, right, and centre. Even as aliases on the social media, she would be doing that because it's just the way Meghan works, isn't it? Always underhanded, always behind a screen, always sneaky. That's how she bagged Harry, being sneaky. That's why she got rid of her family. That's why she got rid of her friends. That's why she got rid of anyone that knew her, because they could not say anything to anyone about her. And anything that was out in the media, she could then say, "Oh, it's all rubbish. They're just attacking me because they're racist," or "It's only come out since I've been with you, Harry. When I was with my other husband, no one even knew who I was, and I was left alone. Now it's all because of you, Harry." Could you just imagine the bullshit she has spun Harry over this past 8 years? Like every little thing would be absolute bullshit. He must feel like an absolute fool. He is an absolute fool, and he has to wear this for the rest of his life because he could not control his urge as a man, and he married it. A person like Meghan Markle, in my opinion, you have your fun with and then you leave it outside the door. You never bring it home. Just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I always look forward to reading them. They always make me laugh. Some of you really have got a great sense of humour. I hope you're all well, and I hope you're all enjoying your day or night wherever you are. Take good care, and we will speak soon. Bye for now.